What's up, y'all? You know what time it is. It's about to be that time.
We're back.
Hey, everyone.
With another Theory for Theory. Special guest today, one of the most requested guests, absolutely. Tekking101.
Hello. Thank you for having me on, Randy.
Let's see, shout out to RS who said, Tekking, disappointed you didn't bring the jacket.
Oh, shit. It's right here.
Two favorite creators. I appreciate you guys.
I got it. I got the jacket. There we go. All right. Jacket mode. We're good. All right.
So what's the story behind the jacket? I'm not
I bought it at an anime convention like 3 weeks ago, and I got a jacket now, and I just wear it in every video. It's like it's a running gag, kind of the same thing with Barry. So, you know.
Do you see that coat? That's a lavish jacket. I like it.
I love this. I love the jacket. It has Grand Line Treasure Hunters, and then it has the logo on the back of it. Says Pirate King.
Ooh.
So,
certified drip.
Drip check.
Oh, that's nice. You have a soundboard. I got to get a soundboard. I really do.
Let's talk about the big thing of 1056. The Cross Guild.
My God, that's a bag of hammers to open up. Okay. It seems like silly at first, you know, Buggy's the boss of Crocodile and Mihawk and everything. But as I thought about it a little more, if they divided, like, okay, you got Crocodile, who has already been the boss of an organization. He knows how to run that kind of shit. And then you have Mihawk, who's just ridiculously powerful. And then you have Buggy, who does have an ability. It's his insane charisma and his ability to sway people to his side. You put all three of them together, it might not be as ridiculous as you think. You know what I mean? It's like Crocodile comes up with a plan. He's like, we're going to put bounties on the Marines' heads. And he gives it to Buggy. Buggy's the one that hypes it up and then puts some, like, a coat of paint on it, and then the whole world gets, like, torn into upheaval. That could work, you know?
Yeah. See, I think that this is all Crocodile's idea.
It might be Crocodile's idea. Mihawk definitely named the organization, though, because that's yeah.
Oh man, I mean, I think they're using Buggy, you know, because I'm sure he's amassed some like wealth and territory over the the time skip, with his delivery service and all of that. I find this just so interesting. Like obviously the Baroque Works itself was a bounty hunter organization. So, here we're putting bounties on Marines. Like that sounds like Crocodile's whole MO.
Oh no.
And
that was definitely probably Crocodile's idea. Yeah.
And then Buggy just said it, Crocodile probably said it to Buggy. Buggy told all of his men. The men told the world, and it's just like, look at what Buggy's doing.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely being used, but it's not like in a way where Buggy's useless and they're just using his name, because he does provide a function. It's like in a business. It's like, okay, one department figures out what they're going to sell, and then the marketing department handles how it's going to be, how to get people to buy it, right? It's kind of the same thing right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you need someone to buy something, Buggy's your man.
You call Buggy. I would buy any product Buggy sells. If there was a commercial where Buggy's like, buy this new soda. I don't even drink soda that much, but I'd be like, sure, Buggy, I'll do whatever you say. You know what I mean?
I want to run something by you, because I put a whole bunch of cross-guild theories out in a video. So one of my main things right here is, like, who is Caribou?
Oh, yeah. Talking to and stuff? Okay, yeah.
This has been an issue since Fishman Island. When he found out about Poseidon, immediately he was just like, I know somebody who's going to want this information. And then now, once again, he learns about another weapon. It's like, Pluton. I know someone that's going to want this information, right? So my big agenda right now is that the person that he wants to give this information to is not Blackbeard.
I thought it was Blackbeard, yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, and I mean, I'm fine with that as well, and that's been the long-running thing, but I think it's Crocodile. Because Crocodile is just obsessed with the ancient weapons.
Yes, and that's... Because, like, he mentioned earlier, like in Impel Down, he's like, I'm not interested in Alabasta anymore, but that doesn't mean he's not interested in the ancient weapons. That's just, he assumes, like, oh, Pluton's not there, so I don't give a shit about it anymore. But it's like, he's still interested in having the weapons, So
I did a whole, that was, a big part of a video that I put out. And then someone put this really great comment. I think their name was Bharat Rao. And they were like, what if Caribou was Mr. Six, because we never,
we never saw Mr. 6. We never saw Mr. 10 either.
Right.
Yeah, or Mr. 12. Yeah.
Right. So I loved that idea, but then I thought about it even more, and I was like, you know what? It actually makes more sense if Caribou was Mr. 10 because he has the X on his chest, right? And then he also in the cover story was linked with Drake, Diaz Drake. So I'm like, if Caribou was former Baroque Works.
Hold on one moment though. I think, because I remember I did a whole video about Baroque Works once. I think there was one that it might have been Mr. 10 that Oda released sketch art of, but he never actually showed.
Yeah, so he released sketch art, and
the
facial structure of Mr. 10. This is what I was gonna get at. Yes, the facial structure of Mr. 10 looks like Caribou.
That's not wrong. And then he could have eaten the Numa Nomi like later, and then he's like, I'm just gonna be a pirate on my own. And then, holy shit.
Yeah.
That would have been dude. If that happened, I would bake you a cake and then send it to you. That would be great. Yeah. Oh no, or whoever commented that or whatever. I'll bake you one too. Yeah. But like, oh my god, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the line of thinking. You know, someone says something, and then it's like, okay, well, Mr. 6 sounds cool, but then I'm like, wait, Mr. 10, and then the sketch, and then it's like, this looks like Caribou, like.
Yeah, like a Caribou pre-time skip, right? Yeah.
Right. Like a little bit different and all of that. We just never saw it, and then it just under our noses this whole time, and it would just be a galaxy brain Oda move, and I would love that, because then what we get in an upcoming chapter, right, is Caribou getting on a snail, making a phone call, and then on the other side, you know, we just, you know, it's just like, Sashiburi da Caribou. You know, it's just like, we cut to Crocodile, and he's with the Cross Guild, and then that's how we get information on that, and we get that natural transition, and we learn, like, oh, wait.
I was always my theory about Crocodile ever since he broke out was always like, okay, he has Mr. 1 with him. He's going to go into the new world. He's going to set up a new Baroque Works, but like a lot more like just quality over quantity, because quantity had like, you know, they had the billions and the millions, like none of that. I thought that would be perfect to get all the bounty hunters in One Piece. That is a group that's really kind of been pushed to the side. Get like
Drug
the 10 Yeah, Drug Pekla. By the way, I'm just because they just dubbed that scene in the English Funimation with the tea party starting, and so I was watching that episode last night. I have yet to do a whole video on the underworld rulers. I need to do that. But so yeah, get all of the mercenaries of One Piece together and the bounty hunters, and it's like 10 of them, and then it's like Crocodile's the boss and Daz Bones is the vice boss or whatever. Now it's a little bit different than what is happening, but that could still be the Cross Guild. You know what I mean? Like it's still there. Yeah.
I love the idea that we could potentially be focusing on bounty hunters in the story, which is something that, you know, has just been really just forgotten about since Zoro.
It's been glossed over. Yeah, since Zoro. Zoro was a bounty hunter, Daz Bones was a bounty hunter.
We had John Ango and Dressrosa, but I mean, like, that didn't amount to anything.
I mean, he had a cactus outfit. That was kind of cool. But, like, other than that, yeah.
I did a Theory for Theory with Parvision, who's another One Piece YouTuber, and you know, he brought up the idea of what if Green Bull was a bounty hunter before getting drafted, and that's, you know, and I was like, that would be like an interesting take on it.
Yeah, because like that, then you get the question like, what were Fujitora and Green Bull doing if they're this strong, just as civilians in the One Piece world? I like to think Fujitora was like, he was like the blind swordsman that was like he lives on the outskirts of a village like a hermit, but he's like wicked strong. And then they recruited him, and then he joined the Marines. Like he was like training his whole life or something. Green Bull doesn't give me that impression though. So he was in some kind of line of work like that. Like if he was a mercenary, I could buy that. Yeah.
I'm just so excited. Like I'm like a Crocodile is probably a top 3 character for me. Like I'm a Crocodile.
I love him so much, and I'm so happy that he's finally back in the story. Like that took so long to loop back to him, but here we are.
And that he's going to be like a major part of this saga is just so incredible to me. And now it's like, okay, so this opens up the story for a natural progression and a natural way for Zoro to finally have his fight with Mihawk. Mm-hmm. And then like, does Luffy fight Buggy again? And then are we getting a Sanji versus Crocodile? You know? And then would Crocodile even know Sanji because they never actually ran.
They
into
never
each other.
actually met. That would be
Right.
funny. Yeah,
It
yeah,
would
yeah.
just be, because he can't say, "Hey, it's been a long time, Mr. Prince." It would just be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, so you're Mr. Prince." Like
You're Mr. Prince, yeah.
Like, man, I and then like we just have this smoker battle.
Oh, that would be, yeah. We need Smoker back again, too, as well. We get Smoker in on that. So Smoker, Sanji, and Crocodile all fighting together. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Even before we found out about the Cross Guild, though, I had with the Germa cover story that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's a little weird the way Oda's depicting it, because it's like those two individuals arrived at Whole Cake or arrived at Cacao Island, and you just assume that's like, oh, that's Ichiji and Reiju arriving to save Niji and Yonji.
You
But
think
it's
that those two silhouettes are two different people? That
I think they
weren't-
are. I think they are, because like the Germa cover story is just starting. They're only on like chapter 7. Sometimes these things go for like 30 chapters.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like there's gotta be a main villain for them to deal with, and it's like, wouldn't it be interesting if it's like, okay, and Caesar's there as well, so it's like, okay, tie all the Germa together, they meet Caesar, and then what if it's Crocodile and Mihawk that arrived in Big Mom's territory? Now that we know about the Cross Guild, now it's Crocodile and Mihawk that show up, and then you get to
Because
tie
one of the
everybody back
shoes
together.
did look like Crocodile's shoes.
It did. And then so I thought it was Crocodile and Mr. One back then, but now that we know Crocodile and Mihawk are working together, I'm like, wait a second.
I was saying that too. Now I need to go and look at the other shoes and see if they look like
Look at those
Mihawk's
shoes. That's a very Oda thing to do.
Do you
Kubo
see
did that a
these
lot with
shoes?
Bleach too. Yeah, like these are shoe that's at the end of the chapter. Who is it? You know what I mean? But then also, if Caesar's with the Germa and then they go back to the Cross Guild, then you'll have Caesar with Buggy, which I feel like has to happen. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I love that, because then it puts the this Yonko team, it positions them with a rubbing as well, taking advantage of the poneglyphs.
We have to start. Oda has to start tying all these things together. Like if we want these organizations, these groups of characters to be in the final saga, they have to start all coalescing into one thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm looking at the shoes right now. It's the Germa. It's chapter 1046 on the cover page, and yeah, it's like, I don't know. I just have this vibe that it isn't supposed to be Ichiji and Reiju. It's supposed to be some other character. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, it could be a situation where they, hadn't transformed yet, but I love the idea of everything going on with Germa and like fighting Katakuri and Oven ends up being the distraction for Crocodile, and if it's Mr. One or Mihawk to get that poneglyph.
I mean, Crocodile wears like the cloaks, and it has a cloak. Mihawk has cloak kind of stuff too. He's basically like a vampire, for God's sake. So it's like, there you go. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I think now that we know about the Cross Guild, it's probably a good time to let us know. But I would actually prefer to have them in the main story, though.
Oh, the Cross Guild?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they're going to be in the main story, but this is this cover story though. This takes place right after Whole Cake, so this is like weeks ago. Yeah. So it's like, oh, maybe this is how the Cross Guild sort of began or something. Maybe Oda could tell that story. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't see a situation where we're getting everything in Whole Cake with the cover story, weekly, and then seeing anything with the Cross Guild in the present timeline.
Oh, we wouldn't probably get anything from the Cross Guild for at least a few more chapters, I feel. Like, I think Oda might wait on that. But who knows? I mean, we might find out something about it soon. But I got the impression that's like, okay, we know about the Cross Guild. Everyone's going to be like, how the hell is this working? Mihawk, Buggy, and Crocodile. And Oda's going to be like, all right, wait like 40 chapters and I'll tell you. Like it might be something like that.
Since you brought out your jacket, no me.
Oh, you got your jacket too. Everybody needs a jacket. This is what YouTube's going to be in the 2020s. It's just going to be people wearing jackets. Yeah. I like that jacket. Oh, that looks comfy. Yeah. It looks like a Brock Sampson jacket from Venture Brothers, pretty much. Yeah.
What do you think about a Davy backfight with the Cross Guild?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I want to see the Davy backfight again in maybe a more serious fashion, because, like, I'm on record saying that's like my least favorite part of the story, the Davy backfight arc, and it's because Foxy's there. I don't like Foxy's character, but the concept of like pirates
giving Tekking flashbacks.
Oh God, war flashbacks. No, seriously, I took so long.
No, beam.
And also the Nora beam, that's a cool ability. It's just Foxy has it. You know what I mean? I'm like, God damn it. Like I spent so long putting it off reading the Davy Backfight arc. Like it was like recently that I actually sat down and read it. Like within the last 2 years is when I did it.
So Davy Backfight was the first arc that I started from the beginning weekly.
Oh my God. Okay.
Like I was weekly in Skypiea towards the end. So like Davy Backfight was like, it's something that I remember very fondly because I'm like, this is the first story that like I'm interacting with the community. But I had a lot of fun with Davy Backfight. You know, it's exactly what I want. Like a Straw Hat focused arc. Like if you go back to that, you can't tell me there aren't some really amazing interactions between the crew.
Literally, the worst part for me is Foxy's existence. Everything else about that arc is great. Okay. I like the idea of like there's pirate games that like that's like a legend of a pirate island, which we find out is Hachinosu. And it's like, okay, cool, that's great. And it's like maybe a more serious pirate game could be played against the Cross-Guild or against Shanks, because that's a big theory. Like, you know, the Straw Hats are going to go up against
Blackbeard,
Shanks.
You know,
or Blackbeard,
to get Robin.
Because you know that, like, if Rox was the one that invented the Davy Back, you know that the games were not like Barrel Race and Groggy Ring. You know, they were like 10 steps in fire, and if you get shot, you're dead, you lose. You know what I mean? That's probably what
we definitely need the inversion of the Davy Back and all of that, where just one of them is like really serious. But I also kind of like the idea now that we have the Cross Guild of like Luffy having a Davy Back against Buggy, because his whole crew is like circus people. So it's like the only way that Buggy can win.
And also, I mean, like, you introduce the concept of a Davy Back, and it's like never brought up again outside of like I think like OVAs and stuff, like Nebulandia. It was brought up there, but it's like we have to have another one in the story. It's like this is really big pirate thing that everybody knows about. It's like, okay, and we're just gonna do it once and never again. I'm like, okay, but you have to say it one more time,
because at that point, technically, if because I'm just thinking about this now, but like for the combat part of a Davy Back, Buggy wouldn't even have to put himself in the combat. No. He could send Crocodile, he could send Mihawk, he could put like somebody else to fight whoever was going to go up. And then what if that's how Zoro and Mihawk have their battle? You know?
Oh my God! You know, I don't want Mihawk fight.
Oh God! I'm like building this in real time. Hold on.
Yes. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my world. Yeah. There you go.
Okay. So they're saving Luffy for the combat portion, right? They've already got Robin, and like it's all down to that. And then they think they've got it because Buggy's going to do it, and then he picks Mihawk, sends Mihawk in, and then Zoro like basically has it out with Luffy. Like, no, you can't fight this. Like, this is mine. And then it's all down to Zoro to get Robin back at that point. Like, that would be cool.
Oh my God, that would be perfect. Yeah.
Oh man.
You've just done a Tekking video. Now just go on about that for 15 minutes and you'll be good. And then add some animal facts at the end of it. You're set, Randy. There you go. Yeah.
That happens a lot on these streams, but man, I love it.
Oh my goodness, yeah. But I would love to see that again, absolutely. The Foxy Pirates are in the Cross Guild. Oh, fantastic.
Need that.
Yeah.
Or when we finally fight against Blackbeard, like Avalo Pizarro just shows up and goes, Nodu beam, and we find out Foxy was killed.
I did a whole video about that, like on like what would Blackbeard's like wish list of devil fruits be, and I went down the whole list, and I'm thinking, man, like he's really stupid, so if you kill him and take his fruit, probably wouldn't be that hard for Blackbeard's crew, and that would be a pretty powerful ability to have. So like Oda could reuse some of these fruits that are like kind of used in a comedic way, but are now like a serious threat. Like Absalom having the clear fruit was kind of a threat, but it was more for like a joke kind of a thing at certain points. Because like Sanji wanted it and everything, but now Shiryu has it. That's a serious problem.
Yeah. I just need the Dora beam to be shot at Kizaru.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah. I think that's everything. So
cool. It was fun,
appreciate
man.
everybody
Thanks.
for coming out today. And Tekking, where can people find you?
Oh, I mean, I think people can find me. I YouTube, like, just type in YouTube, Tekking101, you'll find me. I have Twitter, but I don't really use it. I have Facebook, but I don't really use it. I have, like, Spotify and stuff. I just started doing that recently, and Bleach podcast should be starting relatively soon, sometime this month, and that'll be Bondcast, and we'll see how the dynamic of that's going to work. But, yeah, thanks.
So, I want to thank my guest, Tekking. Let's thank everybody in the chat.
Thanks,
Tekking.
everyone. How about we thank you, Randy? Thank you.
Oh.
Yes. You deserve it, too.
Later, everybody.
See you, everyone.
I've been swimming deep, deep. Savage.